Hi everyone, this is Lucia, and this practice is focused more in the shoulders and chest and ribs, and it will loosen up all that area. See how you go, because we're gonna be a bit of time on one side of our bodies, putting a bit of pressure on the shoulders. So you can try and see how you go. It's very slow, spacious, so you can take your pauses and see how you feel. This is mainly a floor work practice. So let's begin. Let's start by lying down on our backs and checking in with yourself, with how you sense your body this day, how your connection with the floor is, if there are parts that you notice that perhaps are a bit closer to the floor and other parts that might be less close to the floor, and how is your breath today? Just a few more moments of noticing, of being aware. And when you're ready, let's roll onto your right side. So you might need to pop something underneath your head if you feel that this is quite uncomfortable for you. For me, it's fine. Like at the moment, it's fine. And your arms as you wish. You can just place left arm on your body and your right arm on the floor. Just taking a little moment here to notice the weight of yourself on this side of your body. And your legs, they can be just one on top of the other. Feel free to close your eyes. And we're going to start with a bit of a rocking of your left hip back and forward and back and forward. You can always draw your legs further up if you need to. You can always put something in between your legs, like a blanket or a cushion, and just notice how the movement travels through your spine into your head and how your head might roll. And then return to stillness, pause. We're going to start by lengthening our right arm just in front of our face, and then starting to slide your right arm towards where your head is pointing, the top of your head, and you're going to kind of roll or slide your face onto your arm and return. This is quite a funny movement. So you return and then you repeat. So this is when I'm saying, here is when I'm saying that perhaps your shoulder feels a little bit compressed when you are lying on that side. So next time that you're kind of jumping with your head over your right arm. You're gonna keep bringing your right arm behind you. And here is when your left hand comes into the scene, and perhaps you need a bit of support of your left hand in front of your face, and notice how your left leg slides forward and your left hip slides forward. And you're gonna keep moving your right arm behind you. This is a fun shape as well, in which your right arm is behind you, your right side of your face is on the floor, maybe a bit of a part of your chest is on the floor. And then you're gonna reverse the movement. So you're gonna bring your right arm back underneath your head. The hair can be in the way, and right arm in. But that's why sometimes I don't use a cushion underneath my head, because as I'm gonna circle my arm, it might get in the way. So keep exploring this trying to keep your head as heavy as you can when your arm gets underneath, and keep sliding your right arm. It's a very lazy kind of movement, and here you might feel a bit of compression in your right shoulder, so that's where your left hand can maybe push a little bit into the floor. And it is much easier when you're doing this like in a wooden surface, because your arm will slide, and then we return in, and lie down on your back. Lie down on your back and take a little moment. Do you already notice a difference in how your body lies on the floor? Perhaps a difference in how you're breathing? And let's lie down on our right side again. I'm gonna change the direction in which I lie so that you can see what my arm is doing. Just gonna put my hair in. So you're lying on the same side, right side, and you start to lengthen your right arm. You will see that your head starts to get on your arm, and you're a bit rolling forward as your arm wants to keep the circle all the way back. And we will continue from here. So you're going to bend your right elbow and sneak or find with your right fingers that space between your ribs, your right ribs, and your right hip. And try to sneak your right hand under. Then return behind you. So again, bend your right elbow, bring your right hand in, and release that. And again, and now we're gonna try and pass the whole arm through. So you're using your left hand to push the floor, and you're expanding a little bit of your left side to get your right arm fully underneath. You are creating a bit of a breach or a space on the right side of your body, so that your arm can pass through. And then you just rest there. Let's repeat. You can take all the time you need to allow your brain to process. So starting with the sliding of your arm, going back, and to go back you need to roll forward, to go back with your arm, and then sneak under, sneaking under and making space. So if you keep the right side of your body flat, this will be a bit difficult. You wanna lift a little bit that part of your right ribs to help you, and you want to make that space a little bit smaller so that the left side of your body expands more, and you bring your right arm through. So try a few times. Try that movement a few times, maybe 2 or 3 times. And I want you to swap sides onto the left. But first, roll onto your back. Let's check in one more time. I hope the voice is clear. Just checking in how your body sits on the floor and how your breath is. And let's start with left side. So you will notice that there is one side that feels much more easy. For example, this side, my head is super like uncomfortable. But as I know that we're gonna start moving soon, I don't need any support. But if you need support, please put your support, at least for a few seconds, to allow your skeleton to soften. And let's begin. So your left arm is sliding, is going underneath your head. Your torso is rolling a little bit forward so that it makes a space and lightens your left arm. Your left arm keeps going back, and then returns. On this side, you're welcome to go a little bit quicker. So, like in terms of, we're gonna try the sneaking of the arm underneath. So, already start to bend your left elbow, and I'm using my right hand to help me push and lift a little bit of the left side of my body. I think you can see where my hand is going, left hand. And then I'm bringing kind of my left shoulder and my left hip closer together as my right shoulder and my right hip move away from each other to make space for my arm to come through. So definitely this is my easy side. For me, the left side, it's a bit more stiff, it's a bit more rigid. So which is your side that probably likes this exercise more? And you would probably do perhaps a bit more of repetitions on the side that doesn't like this. So let's just take a little moment in our backs again. Do whatever you need to do to reset, to pause, to refresh. I'm already feeling my breath much more spacious, and my ribs much more plastic, much more bendy and adaptable. So we're going to reverse the movement now. We're going to start with the left side, the side that we just did. So you're lying on your left side, and your left arm will, instead of go up in the direction of your head, it will go under your torso. So it's the same idea of bringing left hip, left shoulder a little bit together as your right side of your body expands to make space to your left arm to come through. And notice how I am rolling forward to make space and to make my body lighter so that it doesn't load my left shoulder. And I sneaks back and then circles around about my head so my head jumps on and my arm takes the whole circle. Let's try again. So your left elbow initiates in, and notice how there is a bit of a shrinking of your left side and an elevation of your left side away from the floor, but your legs are pushing. They can push, or they can push a little bit. And sneak under and circling and circling and circling and circling. And we are at the starting point. Let's try the other side. Reversing the movement. So I'll lie down on my right side. I just want you to see what is happening in the back. So your right elbow will sneak under. Notice how I am rolling a little bit forward. Even I'm rolling through my forehead, along my forehead, and then to lighten the pressure on my right shoulder. And then my right elbow sneaks under, and it keeps going, all the way back and above my head, and returns to starting point. So again, it's much more easy to do this on the floorboards because it will slide better. But we work with what we have. And let's try 2 more times on our right side. So sneaking your right arm under and going all the way behind you. Notice how my upper leg also moves. Remember the movement that we were doing at the beginning? That is quite important. And it's important how the base of your body can adapt by rolling back and forth as well. So one more time. Sneaking under, circle, and you will notice that as you go, as you take a couple of more cycles on one direction and then other direction, you will feel, or you might feel, how your collarbones and really all your upper torso becomes much more available, much more adaptable. Leave me any comments if you have, please, for my next video or for this one. Any feedback is very welcome. And thank you very much. See you next time.